happening, everyone? Is it time? Is it time for the bridge? Valen is asking, but he's also saying RH tweeted. So this is news to me. Let's bring it up and see what's going on real quick. And I'll switch back over to dev screener in a minute, but let's check on the big man, Richard Haar. I figured today that, the network is scrambling a little bit. Transactions are crazy. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Bridge is not happening today. Bridge, you know what? I'm going to update the title of the stream just in case people are curious themselves about what's going on. Thank you, Valen, for that. We got to it. Got to it earlier than expected. Cool. So, wow. No bridge today. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you, Richard, and your family and everyone else. Appreciate you. Yeah, I kind of thought about it. Like I said, I was like, yesterday I thought it may be today. I thought it could be early Sunday, but now I'm like, I'm trying to get my validator activated right now, and it's not been fun trying to do that. And it's still not, Transactions have been interesting. Everyone's been seeing all that stuff, so it's okay. Like, we don't need PulseChain launched, so the bridge launches a week from now. Whatever, it's fine. Monday, Tuesday sounds like they're in play. Midweek, bridge midweek. How about that? How about we'll put it out midweek and not think about it too much. What else did you tweet? Anything? Just a bunch of baller stuff here. Genius, it's a target no one else can see. Pretty cool. That has a lot of stuff to talk about. So go ahead and pile in because, I'm not going to say I'm going to answer every question you got today. I've been actually not answering a lot of questions. So, when I get a lot of people in and I got a lot of stuff to talk about, I just can't answer all the questions, especially a lot of them the same questions over and over. But in some of them, anyways, let me say hi to the chat. Ben Dubard, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Who else we got? Valen, appreciate that. Yasi AV, welcome. They're going to wait till indexing. Yeah, I was talking on Twitter to Hex Famous earlier, and I joked. I was like, bro, what do you mean? The network's in great shape. Let's do the bridge right now. So that's what I was saying. I kind of got a feeling it wasn't going to be too soon because we got to take care of the network first. We got to see what's going on there. I'm sure the devs are like, okay, it's nothing critical, but it's kind of like things are a little hot right now. They're a little hot. So I think everything's going to take a little bit more time. So don't worry about it though. It's all good. We get all the time in the world. It's live. So that just gives you more time to think about strategies and stuff. Some of the things we'll talk about today. I'll be interactive with the chat, asking you what stuff you've been doing. And I got to say, I haven't did very many trades. I've did very, very little, actually. Very, very little. I want to show you a tool that both Graphics and shout out to Graphics and Nate Mintz have been talking about. That not a new tool, but it's Deck Screener, but they have PulseChain support. No prices, of course, because we don't have the bridge live. Well, I think they changed it, so I think that it was prices at first, but it was going off of if USDC had value, which obviously we know the story there. So PulseChain, it will not hold its peg. That is consensus, at least. So now they did the ratio. So we'll get into that in a minute. Again, just want to say hi to the chat. Legalize, what's up? Legalize X, I like that. Young Griff, yep. Thank you for that. Warfield, what's happening? David Gomez. Win 10,000, sir. Have a yacht pre-order. Yeah, I don't know how long they take before you need to make the payments on that. The deposit, hopefully they'll be flexible with deposit though. It may, you never know. You never know when the riches are going to come. Anyway, D-Hex extensions, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Shout out PulseTube, thepulsetube.com. Shout out. So anyways, Warfield asked, what strategy have you tried on mainnet with your PLSX? Well, again, I even if you watch the launch AMA and all that stuff, I will not talk in particulars about my bags or a lot of my moves. I will say, however, and we'll go through it a little bit throughout the stream, but I think there's been interesting deals on Hedron, for example. I mean, Hedron's just, even on Ethereum, getting beat down right now. I mean, just like Hex. Hex went in half, right? I saw it down to 2.9 today, I believe. And so there's, you could look at those as opportunities. Not financial advice, obviously. I think the LP play, if you get in early, if you believe in incentive token, all this stuff depends on what you believe in. Do you believe incentive token will have some value? Do you want to accumulate that early? Why the API, why is higher, all that stuff. Validators, do you want to get in validators early? Right now, let's take a look at the validator APY. Let's see on Launchpad. Launchpad.pulsechain.com. We've added about 1,100 validators since yesterday, since the dev numbers. So we had 4,096 started out with the dev validators, the seed, not seeding, the initial validators to get the network running. And then it was about 51% before everyone started jumping in. And now, if you were within the first 1,000 or so, you could have got, 45, 46 to 50% APY. And this number, as this number goes up, expect this number to go down. However, we're still 10x Ethereum. Ethereum's 4%. You get 45% being a PulseChain validator right now. Amazing. Even if it goes down to, if it goes down to 16%, that's still 4x, 20% of 5x. I mean, guys, what do you want? This launch. I don't care if the transactions are high right now, whatever. All that stuff is, short term thinking. This has been a great launch. So let me pop on over here to Dex Screener. I got a lot of stuff to go through. Some big Hedron news as well. We pop this in the chat, and yeah, we'll talk more about different stuff as we go forward. But feel free to ask specific questions too if you want. I'll try to get to every once in a while. Again, not Stephen. What coins did you trade for? Yes, that's the opposite of what I'll be talking about today. However, I still think it'll be useful. Don't worry. So dexscreener.com/PulseChain. So yesterday I was talking about, I was like, don't even go there, because I still think, I'm still going to preface this with, we don't have prices yet. Ratio trading is harder to do correctly than trading on USD values and stuff. Okay. It's harder to understand the value. It's hard to understand deals. Everything's harder. So be careful. I'm not out here promoting ratio trading or anything. However, I do think this site is interesting, and I'm going to be using it. And a lot of people will be, because we need something to look at easily, without going, sure, we can get to the exchange and say, just do PLS for PulseX, type in a 1 here. Yeah. So we can see stuff like that, switch around. Type in a 1, 026. Yeah, so we can do stuff like that and get a value too, but this is going to list a lot more coins. You can add, I saw Nate doing a demo earlier. You can add it to your watch list. You can have your own profile stuff. And then what's interesting here is, so I've sorted by transactions. So that if you want to see the popular coins, people are actually trading, right? I just sort by transactions. You can see the stuff that don't have a whole lot going on. Maximus. Of course, the Maximus coins are always the undervalued ones these days, it seems like. So funny. Man, people are going to understand Hex one day. One day they're going to be like, that Hex thing, wow, that's a swell coin. One day they're going to understand it. Right now, it's PulseChain FOMO, but one day. And the derivatives, of course. So if you look at transactions, 13K, 12K for Wrap Pulse. Basically, just think of it as Pulse. And then, they're pretty interesting. They're denominating Pulse and Hex. Okay. And then incentive token. And then PulseX, also denominate here. Yeah, those pairs. And then, of course, they're denominating Hex because the Hex pool. Okay, gotcha. And then we got USDC coin, which again, everyone, USDC is not redeemable natively on PulseChain. So I'm assuming it has no value. I assume USDC coin myself. You guys do whatever you want. I'm assuming it is not going to be $1 for $1. Okay. Same with Tether. Same with everything else that's not backed by bridged over tokens from the chain. So just looking through PLSLB. So again, I've been talking about this for a while, even during the launch plan AMAs. If you were interested in community coins and them on, if they got copied over, some coins haven't launched yet. A lot of stuff has launched. A lot of stuff is launching natively on Pulse. Some stuff launched on Ethereum, like Fiat, which the copies won't work. They're going to launch another coin specifically for PulseChain. So there'll be some stuff like that. But the stuff that we know works on Ethereum and you got the copies of, you're going to be able to look at this. I mean, even the other coins like Scivive and everything else, Hedron, Pepe's on here, Icosa, stuff like that. You can see what they're traded for. And you got to be careful. Again, a lot of ways to do things wrong. A lot of ways to do things that look like they're correct, but they're not what you think. So there may be coins that are trying to be something else. Let's see. What was the 24 hours? Yeah. So there's this coin. Maybe that was what Arch was talking about before with some tweet, stuff like that. Got to be careful because a lot of people want to take advantage of people who want to ratio trade and who may mistake coins for other coins and everything else. So interesting, 24-hour. Just looking at through here. Actually, I'm more interested in what is down right now. So you can kind of, looking through what's taking a hit here. And then, yeah, interesting. Cool. And then you can do different things. So it's 24-hour. You can look at the price if you want to sort. I don't know why anyone sorts by price, really. But you can sort by price if you use that as some kind of metric. Less effective than market cap even. Oh, I'm going to buy the cheapest coin on the list, even though I have no idea what the thing is. So anyways, cool site. Again, you can add them to your watch list and stuff here. Again, Nate Mint's Mint Factory on doing some videos on YouTube, tell you more about that. So just wanted to show you that for a minute. And then also pulseburn.com. I'll put this in the chat. So PulseBurn gives us some stats. We really need pulsemarketcap.com, man. We need somebody, please make this coin ranking site so we can just have this whole view. I'm cool with the screener and stuff for now, but we need a community built, community run, all the bells and whistles. I know we're just starting out, so I know somebody's going to build it. Could be you if you're listening right now. So if you're a dev and you want to have some utility in the community and you're not working on anything else right now, you feel like ROI's there, the bang for buck's there. And I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. You gotta worry about a lot of things. You got hosting, security. You got to do it correctly. People are gonna, ask you for a lot of stuff, do requests. You gotta, figure that stuff out. But you gotta figure out whether you want to monetize it or not, all that stuff. But definitely, somebody's gonna build it, and hopefully it'll be awesome. However, pulseburn.com. Look at the supply. Look how much has been burned. Amazing stuff here. Again, guys, what else do you want? Look at these. People are using, it's not a ghost chain. This is the inverse of a ghost chain. The opposite is it is the epitome of a cool new network that people are incentivized to come over and use in so many different ways. So with that, I am going to, I'll just put this right here. Let me go say hi to the chat again real quick. Again, got a lot of stuff to go through, so I'll be quick on that. What's up, Crypto Kalo? Let's see. Oh, validator question, Rift. What's up, Rift? One concern I have with validators and Nux. Yeah, so that's the only thing I don't like about mini units. is, again, I'll drop this in the chat just while we're talking about validators. I will drop my, well, I'll put it on hardware while we're talking about it. If anybody wants to be a validator, I have some scripts to make it much easier for you. So the thing I have about with the mini stuff is I prefer, I don't know, I'm a little old school in that way too, but I like towers, I like servers. I like, maybe rack stuff, things like that, stuff with room, stuff made to run and be cooled. And, you have low power. There's all kinds of advantages, disadvantages. There's nothing wrong with having like the mini sets and the small and, compact units. However, yeah, you do need to make sure when you're running any kind of computer system, whether it's your desktop or whatever, or a laptop even, it's got to be properly cooled. So if it doesn't have a, space in there, a fan running, like a big fan to make things, cool down a little bit, keep it, or liquid cools or otherwise, you got to control the room temperature and stuff. You got to make sure it doesn't get super hot. Otherwise, stuff starts to break down, just like our bodies, right? You got to maintain your bodies. Otherwise it breaks down. Got to maintain your hardware, your servers and stuff. So Aaron Mitchell said, I agree with heating, cooling. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're running at home, you want to minimize power consumption and you want to make sure the server runs properly. That's like kind of the optimization. Again, if you're running the cloud, you don't have to worry about this type of stuff. One thing I like about it. And there's tons of pros and cons on that. Check out the wiki if you're new to this, but I think there's plenty of ways to do it, but I prefer, I like big old servers, man. I like that stuff. That's what I like. And I'm trying to decide between routers. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about before on isolation, you need to have, I don't say you need, I don't like telling people you should do this, you need to do this. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here to, tell you what you should do. But if I were running it at home, I would have on a different network somehow. And let's see, I didn't click on security. Let me click on security. So somehow, whether that's a VLAN, cascading routers, like putting another router into the mix, using a guest network, at least some kind of network isolation. Because if you have any security, if you get hacked on your home network, they could get on they could talk to your other stuff. If your validator is on the same network as your desktop computer, your devices, whatever, they could pivot to your other devices and start causing you a lot of pain. So the game is to keep them off your network. And if they do get on your network, the game is containment, which means put your validator and only your validator on another network. People do this all the time with IoT devices connected to the guest network, connected to a separate router, whatever it is you do. That's what I would be doing if I was running at home. CRS, I left some stables aside for hex limit orders post-launch. Nice, man. Nice. What's up, Crypto Compassion? Good to see you. You don't share your seed words with the community. Do not share your seed words of any kind. Your validator seed words, your withdrawal key seed words, your regular seed words, your cold storage, your hardware wallet. Never do that. If you're new to crypto, never share your seed words with anyone else in real life or on the internet. If they're asking you about it, they're just going to take your money. So good reminder for that. Okay. Trying to balance talking to chat versus going through all the stuff. So apologies if I missed your comment or question. Crypto AO, do you know how to fix failed transactions? You can speed them up. I don't know. Like the network, it's just a little hard to, it's hard to use right now. There's just a lot going on, a lot of transactions. The block explorer, the indexing stuff, I've had problems with it. So it's just growing pains. It's a good problem to have. So don't worry about it. It's not gonna be like that forever. I've not did certain transactions because I'm like, I either don't want to pay the high gas fee or they're just not important enough to do. Probably for good reason. How much do you think AWS costs? I've estimated before. I don't know exactly. I need to run it for a few months to get a or at least 1 or 2 months to get some kind of average. But I've estimated before a few $100s. I don't know exactly. Could be 400, could be 600, could be 300. I don't know. Could be more. I don't have a lot of data on it. However, If you think PulseChain is going to be worth a lot in the future and you want to lock it up, being a validator, and you know how to do it, I think being a validator and paying the cloud costs is going to be well worth it in a couple of years. So I have no problems doing that. What if you don't allow SSH or RPC connections and look into a physical box? Yeah, you don't need to. Well, if you're running it at home, then I guess you could just physically access the box. But I assume you're talking about your validator at this point. I mean, SSH, that's how you remote control it. Unless you just physically want to control all the time, I don't think it's necessary. I think SSH is your remote control. RPC, you don't need to do anything with that, unless you want to use your own node to do transactions, which you totally can. And I have a guide on how to do that on the wiki as well. What's up, Vandell? I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. I'm a little wired, but that's how it is, man. It's game time. It's game time. Anyways, Nazim 315. I'm going to go on to talk about Hedron for a minute. Big news from Alex. I'm going to get somebody on the show eventually to talk about this. Maybe Alex himself, you never know. Big news from the Telegram channel. So Alex says, now that Pulse is out, time to share something I've been working on, a marketplace for HSIs and Wattses, where users can list their NFTs for sale, either at a fixed price or as an auction, where users can set a starting bid. Auctions perform just like Hedron auctions. However, this marketplace will use Icosa as a token to purchase these. Fees from the sales are sent to the zero burn address. Just keeps getting better. Just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Everyone that was complaining about Icosa being down, all this stuff, I get it. I would like to trade in my HSI for the same amount of Icosa, but that's not how it works, or hasn't been working that way. So all of you have been staking, earning the massive Icosa. It's not going to be like that forever. Again, with everything else, you get in early and you get what you can, and you participate. Maybe people will build more stuff on it, just like the founder. And this is only one of a handful of protocols planned in the near future. Alex from Hedron, one of the most important hexagons in the entire ecosystem, one of the biggest builders we got, one of the biggest brains we got, just keeps making amazing products built on Hex, and great for PulseChain, and great for people who use the ecosystem. So if you don't know what Hedron and Icosa and stuff is, and what's the NFTs, amazing. Just go watch some of my videos, or go watch any Sloth videos or anyone else's. Graphics makes a lot of stuff too. This is amazing. Just what Icosa needs, I think. Like, I keep seeing these things that just keep happening, like the auctions for Hedron, all this stuff. You make a protocol and then you build on top of it, and you just keep making it better. So I'm very excited for that. Very cool news, and can't wait to hear more about that. And people building on Wattses, staking Wattses. I want to see some more stuff like that. So what else we got going on? Let's check the burn address. It was 457 yesterday. Oh, actually, it's probably not working. Oh, no, actually, it is. Okay, no, 457. Okay. Anyways, what else are we talking about? Actually, I want to go to Gold Key, who has a lot of cool tweets. PLS Burn. I like this. Anyone remember the Bikini Girl interview? That was an awesome interview. I really like her. She's cool. Babe, the bridge changes everything. That was a great interview. I like that. Yeah, he's been keeping track of a lot of cool stuff. Doing a lot of great marketing for PulseChain stuff too. He is the greatest man in crypto, everyone. There's no denying it. I will go toe to toe to debate why he is the best guy. He really is. Vitalik's in the mix. But that's about it. He is the best guy. He's going to do the best stuff. I believe, I said this a million times, crypto will be a footnote in his legacy. This man wants to be great. He's here for glory. He wants to save people's lives physically. Longevity research, search RHMax, Richard Hart, maximalism, or Richard's plan, or all kinds of stuff. I get all kinds of content of me talking about what I think he's up to and what I think he'll do after PulseChain and all that stuff. What his master plan is. Actually, let me just share my blog real quick. rhmax.org/blog. And one of the first ones I wrote, let's see, oh, was that the first one? Huh, that's funny. I forgot what my first blog was. Richard won't sell. Yeah, actually, this is a good one too. But the one where I really go into it is, where is it? It's the one for, it's one about glory. There we go. Yeah. This is probably my favorite blog post I've ever written as far as being about Richard and all this stuff. So if you're interested, you're new to Richard Hart, or you're just not a believer yet or whatever, read this. And if you really want to know, if you want to be truth, read this. It's not that long to read. You can read it in like 10, 15 minutes. I go deep. What's up, Millie? 54. Hex Famous says, you know what? I'm going to look at Ben Stiller's characters real quick. List of Ben Stiller characters. Stay with me for one moment. So we got White Goodman, Dodgeball, Mr. Furious, Greg Fokker, David Scarsty. You got Chaz Tinnabaum, Larry Daly, of course, for his modern stuff. Ted from Something About Mary. Ruben Pfeffer. How'd they come up with these names? It's hilarious. And Tug Effin Speedman from Tropic Thunder. Oh, this guy. One of my favorite actors ever. That's why I like Hex Famous's stuff so much. I mean, you produce good stuff anyways, but I love that. I love that you remind me of Ben Stiller and how great he is. Scrolling up for a second. That Crypto King. Yep, we looked at Richard's Twitter a little bit earlier. Appreciate that. Maybe tomorrow. I would say tomorrow or Tuesday. I think we get, I don't know. I'd like to be in the war room right now. I like to be in the war room and see what's going on. Jonas says, is there a way I can have been hacked? Well, yes, but that's for all of us, right? Like there's always a way, but I think you probably know it by now. Let's frame this as, is there a way to know my wallet has been hacked? That's a lot of people said, move your coins to another wallet afterwards. If you move them to another wallet, then with a different seed word and all that, then if the attacker doesn't have access to that, then they can't get it. So you can do that. Feel free to move your coins, assuming you know how to do that, and be careful. And gas, you know what? Gas fees are crazy right now, but I think unless the hacker is just asleep, they might have already been gone. It's been a couple days. Blue Bum, what's happening, man? Hey, let me know if you want to come on. I'll send you a link. If you just want to, no pressure though. If you want to be in the chat, it's cool. Bridge open next year. I'm pretty sure it will be open next year. Yeah. Maybe a couple days from now, and then next year and the year after. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Next Famous, do you have a question? Or will the threat come from people already in network? Yeah, if somebody's on your network already, if your Wi-Fi is already hacked, then yeah, set up another. Just keep adding routers. You don't have to do that, but you could. Keep adding routers. Keep giving people passwords to the different routers for physical separation. There's VLANs and stuff. You don't have to do that, but for a validator, I think the simplest thing is literally plug in another router. Use that for your validator. Don't use it for anything else. Easy peasy. People do it for IoT devices all the time because those things are real bad at security. Real bad. For good reason, right? They come from companies that have no budget to hire security people. So why would they be good at? Why would random IoT thermostat be good at security versus Microsoft or Apple or whatever? Now everyone's like, oh, but Microsoft and Apple, they're terrible at security. Actually, they're really good at security. Their attack surface is just so huge and their user base so big, there's a huge target on them that you just hear about it more. Nobody's published there. CNET News is not publishing articles about random IoT thing getting hacked because nobody cares, versus new Windows bug or new Mac bug or whatever. By the way, everyone listening, I've said this a million times too on my security AMAs in particular. If you want to get better security instantly, use Mac. Don't use Windows. I know I'm going to trigger half the people in the room, probably 80, 90% of people who may take that seriously, but I'm serious. Go type in RHMax, Mac, how to get better security, Mac, whatever. Mac, all the viruses are written for Windows, generally speaking, 99%. A very small percentage is written for Mac. So using Windows is like driving down the bad street in the bad neighborhood where there's bad people lurking around, right? Mac is like driving down the nice neighborhood. It's gated. It's people wave at you when you walk by or when you drive by. There are no drive-bys. It's just you doing a nice kind of drive-by. So again, I'm not going to explain all about it. I did a ton of security AMAs and talked about this and content on the channel, blah, blah, blah. But Macs keep you on the good road. They keep you away from a lot of the junk out there. Now, can they be hacked? Of course. Are there attacks for Macs? Of course. There's a lot less people targeting you because they know people have Windows, and attackers go for they cast the biggest net to get the most people, and most people run Windows. So if you want to stop getting caught in the net or have less chances of doing it, stop running Windows. Macs are beautiful anyways. I used to run Windows forever. I've not been a Mac guy my entire life. Just the last few years I've converted because I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I get used to this. It's fine. Use a virtual machine to run your Windows programs, whatever. That's great. Kamal's fan, RHMax missed the PulseChain sacrifice, PulseX sacrifice, Hex launch, missed top Richard days. There's 3 different ways I can interpret this. You're either saying I missed those things, or there's a comma after RHMax and you forgot to say I, and then you're saying you missed those things, but you also missed Richard's top days, or you missed all those things, or you're just saying, yeah, I'm going to go with the second interpretation. Yes. I miss the old times too. I'm nostalgic for those, but I'm excited to see Richard's live stream. New humble Richard. Gonna be cool. Gonna be cool to see. Big silly. No, INC is inflationary. However, so that's the thing, these tokenomic stuff. There's what the native token does and how it works. And then there's what people may build on top of it. Now, I've heard of people that could be building on top of all kinds of different things, including INC token, or letting you use it in very interesting ways. So who knows when somebody's going to build something that burns INC? Now, it's deflationary once they start building something that burns it and people start participating. It can have some deflationary principles. You could say it's not natively deflationary, but there are products that make it more of that. And same thing with Ethereum. Like when it starts burning more than it's minting, it can become deflationary over time. You never know. Maybe PulseChain does the same thing one day. So just because the tokenomics natively are set a certain way, don't mean it can't change later on. So, and INC is a Richard Heart project. So if you don't think people are going to build on RH products, which they already have a lot, and you don't think that RH is going to want his tokens to succeed and there'll be no losers, there's no loser RH tokens, you don't think he wants that, then maybe INC is, you're not going to pay much attention to it. So if Dingo ate your baby, man, Tropic Thunder, epic movie, Paul. You guys make me want to watch it tonight. I got to watch something Ben Stiller tonight now. So about to almost, yes. If you dare to run Linux, which I don't know why people have such a big deal about it. It's not, you can totally run Linux as your desktop and your desktop, your server, whatever. And it's awesome. So yeah, if Windows is the 99% of malware and Mac is the 1%, we'll slide in there and make Mac 0.9 and make Linux 0.1. So yeah, if you want to go down the pristine mansion neighborhood where everyone's rich and everyone's like giving away free apples and fruit and just giving you kisses and hugs when you walk by, Linux may be for you. If try to fit that in the analogy. Yeah, man. There you go. Paul's running links, sounds like. Well, for PulseChain. So yeah, it sounds like it's a validator. But you can run it as your desktop and run Windows and virtual machine. Again, run whatever you want. So scrolling. How late are you? Satoshi, you're about 13 years late, man. Or like 12, but don't worry about it. Just don't sell your coins, man. Not financial advice, Satoshi. How would you advise Satoshi on his coins right now if you were a financial advisor? That is a funny question. That is a funny question. Anyways, let's go on. What else we got to talk about? What else? Yeah, we talked about deck screener over here. That's something else I was trying to think of. Pulse burns, pretty cool. Let me look at my notes real quick. Oh, I brought this up. I forgot to bring it up yesterday. I was going to with Top Gun. Let's talk about Uniswap.Hedron.pro. So this is Alex's fork. So if you had LP and you forgot to pull it or did pull it or whatever, and you want to unwrap stuff, you want to, I actually haven't used it for trading, but it supports PulseChain. So you select PulseChain and curious. I wonder if it says the same. Does it say the ratio 0.01? I've just used it to look at LP and stuff, but I haven't actually used it to trade. Because I guess people got to put up polls and stuff for it. Let's see. What is the hex to? Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I haven't used it to trade, but it exists. So you can look at your liquidity pools and stuff. So they got your pools got copied over. So yeah, you can't unwrap them. You can't pull liquidity if you put up Uniswap liquidity position and you had it there at the fork. You can't unwrap it with PulseX. However, we have a Uniswap fork here and got copied over. So as far as I know, yeah, it appears to work. I haven't used it for trading, but I've looked at pools and stuff and it appears to work. So shout out to Alex from Hedron, the dude. The dude's amazing. So I'll put that up in case people are not aware. Godfather J6, you get to be on the screen, man. You show up a lot. Appreciate you. What else we got? What else? This is something I covered the other day. I covered energy talking about. Oh yeah, this was maybe pre-fork. Yeah. Okay, so we know about that now. Let's look at Alex's Twitter real quick. He's got some pretty baller tweets lately. Storm is a highly accurate word. We should all think deeply about rooted connections, how it affects the rest of the system. Some people die in storms, survive and rebuild, shelter in place, chase the storms. What we do. Baller tweet, man. Nice. Now you got me thinking of Tropic Thunder, Downey Jr. Survive, man, survive. Survive meme is a great one. Let's see. Assuming PX price around 3 cents, current ratio is 20 cents. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if we assume, that's so funny. So we were talking about parity. And it's funny enough, we talked about OA with OA, ensure parity, all this stuff. Right now, it seems like the market may be ensuring parity. They're treating it like a stock split, something of that nature. And it may not be the parity we wanted, right? We didn't want the split in parity, but it seems to be getting treated in that direction. So pretty fun, or at least it has been. It goes up and down, but pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I really like this one too. First, they said, why copy ETH state gas price and function of market? They cost over $100 swapping uni. Then they said PulseChain wasn't real, no devs. Then we got testnets. Then they said PLS devs weren't capable of delivering the mainnet. This whole time, I think the community bottom was in January, February. Just the hatred and the FUD and the Fat Man refund. That was so loud. I was doing RH AMAs. I was like, let me tell you about Richard Hart. Let me tell you about this man. That's what I was doing. And, not just me, but I think I'm just so against the narrative that Richard won't succeed. And it's not because I have skin in the game. I do, but why wouldn't it work? I keep going back to that. Like, show me why this won't work. Show me why this storm will not be the best thing that ever happened to crypto. Show me why. I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't. I'm not trying to prove to anybody that it would or it will be, but I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't work. I'm on Team RH. All right. Looking over here, the buy and burn. What we got? 6.46. Beautiful, beautiful. We go to the chat again. See what's going on. Let me check my Twitter in case anybody wants to come on, by the way. Probably wrap up in a little bit if somebody wants to come on, but I got some messages. Let me check them. Oh, in Miami. Cool, man. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you were going to be. Cool, cool, cool. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, probably shouldn't have said that. I never said that, but yeah. By the way, let me pull this up. I feel like people are not talking about this. Expo Miami. Does everyone know there is a meetup going on in Miami in a few days? I'm going to drop this in the chat. So check it out if you haven't. Let's see, there should be a schedule somewhere. A few details. Yeah. Where is it? Anyways, details. There was like a whole list. I don't know where to find the whole list, but anyways, hit up Maddie if you have some questions. And there's a Telegram as well. There's a meetup going on. So right here, Miami Beach Bitcoin conference. You can get your ticket there if you want. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of Hexicans there. So I keep asking people if they're going to be there, and they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I'm like, I don't know. I thought people knew about it. So I'll leave that up there for a sec while I go through a couple messages. I know it's Mother's Day, so a lot of people have plans, which they should. Let's see, tomorrow. Let's see, 10. All right. Why is gas so ridiculous high on PLF? Well, that would be because people are using the network. And yeah, we're going to get those cheap gas fees eventually. Or will we? What if we never get cheap gas fees again? What if we just never get cheap gas fees? I don't know. They got to go down. I would think they go down eventually, but I said this before. Search RHMax. Search RHMax. Why we need high gas fees eventually. The value of network goes up as gas fees. Gas fees are high. That means people are valuing the network. They're using it. They're high in dollar terms. Alex, go watch Alex from Hedron's stream the other day. He did with Power City. It's really good. And he talked about, he's like, hey, the Ethereum gas prices are where they should be in Gwei, because the network is valuable. People are using it, all this stuff. It's just because ETH is worth so much in USD that it feels high. It looks high. It is high in USD. But in ETH terms, the network's working as intended. It's just ETH is so valuable. So if you ever like, oh my gosh, PulseChain fees are so high, it's however much per transaction. That's because Pulse is valuable. So think about it like that. I think you just need to reframe it, not you in particular, but just in general. People thinking about high gas fees on PulseChain, maybe that's a sign it'll be valuable. We hope so. Good point. Gas is zero until bridge is in. Technically speaking, something like that. Let's see. Just scrolling. Alex, man, any info on Rocket Pool? He talked about it a little bit. Let me show you guys the Power City one. Really good. I'll drop it in chat. This is like the first interview I've seen him do forever. So Power City. Alex. Yeah, I'll drop this in the chat. It's really good. God, go away. So he talked about it a little bit there, but we'll definitely, I'm sure we'll hear more about it coming up. So let's see. Yeah, good comment here. Rift says last check mentioned liquid loans. Yeah, we're still waiting on some of the protocols to come up. Let's check liquid loans real quick. Curious about IO. See if they have any. I think didn't Wallers tweet something about this recently? About I can't remember what he said. I don't want to say because I don't remember what it was, but it didn't sound like it was going to be tomorrow. I can't remember what it was though. But that's going to be cool. I think a lot of people are waiting on that. Minting stables, staking, earning PLS, and then Power City's got the earn protocol, stables, earn PLSX. Very cool stuff. Exciting to see these. We all hope they're very successful because a lot of people want to use them. People ask me how do I just, if there's so many coins to pay attention to, and how I figure out which ones I'm interested in. I did a whole video on this too, of the ones that I'm looking forward to watching. Search RHMax top 10 game changers PulseChain. But when I explain it, which coins I'm interested in, it's either one, they're a positive feedback loop for the blue chips. So derivatives, there's something that is just makes everything better in some way. You could think of Hedron, Maximus, all that type of stuff. And then the category 2 would be utilities, like stuff that has clear value. It is stuff that's on Ethereum that we need on PulseChain, brings people in, lets them use the network better, solves problems, all that stuff. And then 3 is everything else. It's kind of like, maybe meme coins, maybe great for onboarding. Some maybe, some may not be. Could be stuff kind of like unknown, like Wait, for example, Xerix Coast, doing a fiat on-ramp, they have the Wait token, you can free claim, all that stuff. But we don't really know how any of that stuff, there's no like proven track of like how this is going to help the blue chips, how this is going to bring people on. It's kind of like, hey, it's an experiment, maybe, let's see if it works. Or they just haven't released all the details. We don't have all the data for it yet. So those are the 3 categories of how I decide what I'm interested in. And liquid loans would be second category because lending and stablecoins and all that stuff is stuff we need. And Xerix Coast, you'll be a CST stablecoin as well. And then Tetra, that's the newest one that I've been interested in. I think it's super cool. DeFi automation. It's going to a lot of these strategies people are using, Honda strategy and otherwise. You're going to be able to automate it, and you can automate passive income. Let me just say it like that. If you're interested, you can check out their Telegram and Twitter and all that stuff. And I did a video on them. Search RHMax Tetra if you want to learn more. Very cool stuff. I'm usually not interested in new projects. I try to limit myself to a few, but I can't. Some of them you can't ignore. I can't ignore stuff like that. That's amazing. Splitting of consciousness is real. I have to make sure. I want the things I invest in and the things I support and talk about. I want to make sure I know them at least at a basic level, and I can keep track of them. And I can't keep track of 50 different coins. I just can't do it. Even if there's 50 good projects, you got to pick which ones. For me, that's how I feel about it. Again, if you want to be a validator, drop this in the chat. Here's how to automate being a validator. Not a lot of time writing code, scripts to help you out with that. So put it there for a sec. And go to the chat. We're coming up on an hour, so I'm going to wrap up soon. And Paul says lots of tweets and replies from Daddy Rich over the past hour. Really? Let me see. How'd you know he was my dad? Sometimes when he's wearing a backwards hat and a necklace, we kind of look alike sometimes. Pretty funny. Oh, cool. It took a couple days after the fork happened to launch mainnet. This means a couple of things you did after the fork, but before mainnet, you might think are done on PulseChain, like ending stake. But if it happened on ETH before the fork, it's not done. Only thing on PulseChain that came over was Ethereum. Yeah, okay, so he's talking about the block height. The infamous block height that everyone was wondering, right? Before they should say after the fork. Okay. True that. Anything else? That's about it, other than Bridge not coming today, I believe. Let me know if I missed something there. Spammers in the chat. Well, mods, please take care of them if they're egregious. Bridge tomorrow, Tuesday? Yep, I agree. That's my speculation as well. Satoshi says, I want a stake, bros. Yeah, well, we made a better Bitcoin. It's called Hex, hex.com, Satoshi. Check it out. You might like it. If you are the real Satoshi Nakamoto. Probably live stream at the bridge opens. Yeah, so I've actually, all right, well, since you're here, I may have access on when the bridge opens. So I've talked to him and we were going to try to make it happen. I'm like, you have any plans? If not, you want to come on once the bridge opens? So then we can look at some dollar amounts with one of the great TA minds and minds in general in our community. So that should be a popping stream. As long as if we can put it together, I'm gonna try to put it together. No promises, but you've heard it here. Omar says, anybody get free Pulse? There's a free Pulse.io. It's a community site, so don't trust it, right? I mean, don't trust it, but wow, this is like a new intro. Okay, it still says TPLS. So this is something that I don't think it's going to be open right now. I think Graphics talked about this on Twitter, or somebody did, about it not being open right now because, you know, the network's gas is crazy, all this stuff. But eventually, we hope that if you need some Pulse, you can get it from here. You got to watch about asking people to send it to you because you kind of dox yourself, you dox your wallet to them, all that stuff. If you have Ethereum, you had some copied over, but you know, obviously that was fine when it was fractions of a Pulse to transact. But unless you're in ETH well, you may not have enough to do transactions right now. So again, don't worry about the transactions. I don't believe they're going to stay like that forever. However, if you're being a validator, you like making those dollar bills. How much liquidity do you need to be an LP provider? It's more like how much coins do you need to be an LP provider? I don't know. I think if you got 500 or $1,000, I probably wouldn't be an LP. I probably wouldn't do LP with it. If you got much more than that, maybe worth it to you. It's you kind of got to search for RHMax liquidity providing AMA part 1 and 2 with Sloth and Oh gosh, Stoic from Derek's Coast, and Sam Stolt. Could tell you all you want to know about LP. It's pretty awesome. And didn't Access and Sloth do a course on that recently, I believe, that got a lot of good feedback. So check that. Apparently Pete or Archie or somebody is, guys, somehow it always gets political. I don't know how. Funny. Anyways, guys, come on. We gotta be civil in the chat. Jonas, no, unless people are moving stuff out. Is there any way to check transactions have been made out of your wallet? In the transactions list, that's where you would check transactions. And just search for Google for how to check my transactions. Go to, you just search for it. There's plenty of stuff to show you how to do it. You guys want some wrenches? Well, I'm about to wrap up right now. So I'm on StreamYard, so I got to go to YouTube, and it's just a little bit, but next time I certainly will. PulseX is live. Holy crap. Matt Gallagher, appreciate that. Let me check. It is. Yay. Did you mean like limit orders are live or single size staking is live? Anything else? I don't see anything changed. Burn info. Yeah, so once we have bridge and stuff, this will be getting lit. However, again, check out Dex Screener but again, just be careful, because don't look at Dex Screener and make it you anxious to trade. That's the only thing about it. That's why yesterday I was like, I wouldn't even look at it until we got the bridge, but it is interesting information to see what's going on. You can see the transactions of certain coins, sort by them, and don't have any volume numbers here. What's up? What's down? We've already got some down 99% stuff I've never heard of. Interesting. Actions. All right, I think I'm going to wrap up soon. Still curious to see what the PulseX SAC address, the largest holder of DAI, is going to do with all that DAI. What you going to do with all that DAI inside that wallet? I'm a bridge it over. Shout out to Westcott Crypto. And anyone else who knows the tune of that song. Anyways, curious what SAC address is going to do with the DAI. Whether they do anything. Maybe they won't do anything. We'll see though. I covered everything I wanted to cover. So sorry guys, I can't get to all your questions. Guys, storm the gates. What's going on? Richard bought tons of DAI for a reason. We gonna find out. I'm certainly interested in it. One day one noob here. Man, do we have a lot of content for you to consume? Obviously I like my channel. I try to do a lot of interviews with people who know a lot of stuff and can go into a lot of nuance and technical details. So feel free to check out. A lot of the AMAs are pretty good. So Liquidity providing AMAs are really good on the channel. Just search and learn, man. This is the time. It's the time to welcome in. A lot of catching up to do though. So good luck and hope to see you back around, Satoshi. All right. Tone Star says, is DAI a stablecoin question? Doesn't seem to be currently. TBD. I think Liquid Loans, Power City, and Coast will be some stablecoin options once they launch, but we got a lot of stuff that hasn't launched yet. Anyways, I think that's all I'm going to do today, guys. Again, can't get to all your questions. However, good luck. I will be streaming unless the bridge goes live today, which Richard already said it's not going. Yeah, I probably won't be streaming again today. However, should be back tomorrow. I'm probably gonna be streaming every day until at least till the bridge is live. I've been streaming every day for like the last week or two because I said I would do it until PulseChain's live. Now PulseChain's live, and I'm super excited, and I like to talk to and learn people, have more people on the show from time to time. Sometimes it'll be solo, sometimes it'll be people joining me. So looking forward to creating some value, getting the information out there, talking to you about my ideals, and a lot of stuff I'm interested in, keeping you up to date too. So that's all I got for you now, everyone. Appreciate it. Scivive and 5555. We are out.